Liverpool will not go the whole season unbeaten. Of course, Watford breaking that streak at the weekend, beating them convincingly at Vicarage Road by 3-0. Obviously, the star of the show, though, was Ismaila Sarr. 2 brilliant goals. Wanted his hat-trick as well. Don, I want to start with you. Obviously, Liverpool and that defeat stole all of the headlines, but take nothing away from Sarr's performance. Took his goals beautifully.
Yeah, he put in a real good performance, and that performance from Ismaila Sarr has been coming. He's took a little while to get going, a record signing, but I think of late, especially over the last 2 or 3 months, he's been really key to how Watford have been playing. When they've played well, when they've won games, when they've been on the front foot, when they are aggressive going forward, he provides that pace, that energy to get in behind when Troy Deeney does all the hard work. And it's a shame they've lost Delafeu now, has gone on to an ACL operation, so that's tragic news for them. But Sarr's going to be key for them. And everything about the kid at the weekend was absolutely sensational.
And when you do it against Liverpool, albeit they had an off day, it doesn't matter. They're the champions-elect. Scoring goals in the Premier League or any league is great for confidence, but it's a little bit of an added one when you're doing it against a team.
Yeah.
When you're running in behind Van Dijk and lobbing the ball over Alisson,
Sure,
and the manner in which he did for his second goal, then you're walking about in the dressing room with your chest puffed out. He's very quick, he's big and tall, so he's got the physical side of his game as well, and he showed it at the weekend. He's got a deft touch in front of goal. So, yeah, big future potentially.
Yeah.
Listen, the title of record signing is a heavy one to bear, especially for somebody as young as Ismaila Sarr. And then you don't really adjust as quickly as you would like. And there's a lot of expectation. That hampered by a couple of long layoffs in October and then just a few weeks ago. And now all of a sudden, you almost announce or re-announce yourself to the club with this performance. And I think as good as it was for Watford in a much-needed game, much-needed 3 points, given their own fight. For him individually, I think it is a fantastic platform for him to build on what you hope would be a fantastic rest of his Watford career, because they need him to be every bit as good week in, week out.
Don, it was interesting after the game. He was obviously elated, but with a little bit of disappointment as well, because he was angry that Pearson had taken him off because he wanted to get his hat-trick.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have saw the bigger picture. He would have been caught up, I would imagine, in the emotion of the game. And obviously, when you're sitting on a brace and you're young, you're in around 21, you want the match ball because it's the biggest thing, you know, that's occupying your mind at the time. But I think Nigel Pearson done the right thing. Their next game is against Crystal Palace, so it's quite easy and clear to see why the manager took him off when he's sitting on a brace. The most important thing for Watford. The 3 points were in the bag at that stage when they took him off. So that result against Liverpool was done. Then they have to move on and keep his best players fit, which Ismaila Sarr is, ready for that Palace game.
Don, I don't have your goal-scoring record to hand, but were there occasions when you were on a brace and were taken off before you could get the match ball, which obviously you would have done?
I wasn't particularly bothered by goals. They're always nice when they come along. I think I've had a couple of braces in my career, but I was never, in a position. I was more of a midfield player like Craig, played central midfield or, as a 10 or out wide, where I was never really scoring too many hat-tricks. So they never really occupied the forefront of my mind. Yes, it would have been nice to have a match ball, but listen, I think with Ismaila Sarr, I think he's going to have plenty in the future. So I can understand his disappointment. But once I would imagine Nigel Pearson would have put an arm around him and told him the reason why, because he needs him and he's the most important player and he's your best player. I'm pretty sure he would have got on board quickly by the time they play Palace.
Similar to Mbappe at PSG. Now, I'm not comparing the players. I'm comparing the situation where Tuchel took Mbappe off and he wasn't particularly happy. But as Don said, and I stressed this to you the other day, there's a bigger picture here. He's the record signing. He's one of the more talented players. And Nigel Pearson has got absolutely no interest in who gets a hat-trick.
Right.
The only thing Nigel Pearson is interested in is getting points to keep Watford in the Premier League and potentially keep him in a job long term. And so some of these younger players struggle with the concept of it not all being about them. And I think once the manager explains to him that's what it's about, I'm sure he's fine with it. If he's not, then he's got a problem.
Did you have a hat-trick?
Yes.
Did you?
Did I get a hat-trick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a hat-trick for Celtic once.
Would you have minded if you were brought off after 2?
No, because I just went to the bar earlier. It's a win-win situation. You got to look at it that way. You got to be smart. You got to be smart, son.
Did you take the match ball home? Did you get everyone to sign it and things?
Oh, I'm not into it.
No, don't.
What's my favourite saying?
Not bothered.
I can't be bothered.
He has it right on his bedside table right now.
I can't be bothered. Listen,
every night.
hey, it's not about me.
Oh, goodness me.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.